What's good, y'all? It's your boy Philly Talk with PA Man, and today my boy Jalen Hurts. I know y'all saw him today. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. With this Bucks game, and then I know we really don't really talk about other teams like that, especially AFC. But I feel like it's pertinent. We got to talk about. We're gonna talk some Baltimore. We're gonna talk some Jaxson Dart. But first, let's start with Jalen Hurts. Cam Newton is the biggest Jalen Hurts hater I've ever seen. And it's really disappointing coming from a black dual threat MVP quarterback like Cam Newton. Just saying stuff like, I'm taking Baker Mayfield over Jalen Hurts in the clutch. Well, today, Baker Mayfield had the opportunity. A game for your life, a drive for your life. Both times, first one picked off by Jahad Campbell. Second one, incomplete pass on fourth down, taking sacks on that final drive. And Jalen Hurts showed today, even with the lack of offensive production in the second half, why he is an MVP candidate. I mean, you're talking about a guy, 5 touchdowns passing, 5 touchdowns rushing. That's not too bad for a running back. That's all I know. But you look in zero turnovers, not zero turns, zero interceptions. I mean, he's just making his case right now, man. And I'm looking at the teams that the Eagles are playing. The Rams, comeback, Bucks, uh, start out strong, hold them off when it matters most. And this team has been relying on key takeaways and turnovers by the special teams, by the defense. But that's when people come and tell me, well, Hurt, he is built up his defense. Like, that's what great teams are supposed to do. Like, 2020, we can go back 2023 when Hurts was bailing that defense out until it just got so bad that like not even Patrick Mahomes could save that defense. Like I don't care what anyone says, that was an all-time bad defense. Nobody was stopping that. But I'm just looking at Hurts right now, and the way he's just flawlessly, like no matter what the critics say, no matter like, oh, passing game isn't going well, running game is not on point. People like Drew Brees talking about the Eagles' offense is boring. Um, well, winning comes in different forms. And if we need to be boring, so be it. But everyone said it. Hurts. He's proven he can win any single way. Saquon, he'll get it going. I'm trusting that he will get it going eventually. AJ Brown. AJ Brown knows that the media watches because we know the media likes to harp on, especially with wide receivers, whether it's AJ Brown, whether it's Stephon Diggs, Brandon Knight, George Pickens, like any of these guys. Like he knows they're watching his every move. Don't post like now, especially after a hard fought win, is not the time to be posting cryptic. Excuse me. It's cold weather, man. Now is not the time to be posting these cryptic tweets, these cryptic posts, talking on some like if you're not accepted, then like remove yourself from the situation. Like come on, bro. If Philly fans know that like AJ cares about winning at the end of the day, but we know what that outside media, we know what that's gonna push. We know that they're gonna, but it's all gonna be all over ESPN tomorrow. They're not gonna focus on anything positive about the Eagles' defense. They're not gonna focus on anything positive about the Eagles' offense. Um, they're gonna be focusing on AJ Brown's tweet. We know that Stephen A. Smith, guys like him, Cam Newton's gonna be jumping on it, first thing tomorrow. He's like, at least I got something negative to talk about the Eagles. But Jalen Hurts, just the way that he commands this offense, he needs to be. He should. It's not even he needs. He deserves. He. It's like he must be in MVP conversations because I'm just every time you count this man out, um, he comes back. Whether it's week one, out dueling Dak, using his legs this year in really effective like third down long situations. But it's the next week outplaying Mahomes in his stadium, in his house. Whether it's the next week against the Rams, coming back 19 down despite horrible play calling, throwing his way back in the game when people for some reason think he can't throw. And I always find this funny how people like Dan Orlovsky and all these other guys, like critics, are like, well, Hurts can't throw. Like, we don't know if he can throw them to a win. When first off, when Hurts throws the ball 30 or more times, the Philadelphia Eagles are 18-0. Like, I don't know if that's like a good statistic or not. Like, y'all tell me if 18-0 when throwing the ball 30 or more times is a good statistic. Y'all let me know. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty, decent, to say the least. But the fact that, like the fact that people said we don't know if Hurts can throw his way to a victory, when he's done that like so many times it's just laughable. And we know Philadelphia athletes, guys like Hurts, when the critics get louder, his play also rises. So, I mean, but this last month has also shown me the Eagles own the NFC. Like, Green Bay game as of this video is currently going on right now. Somehow, some way, Jordan Love giving up strip sack fumble to end the half. For some reason, Packers are trying to run it, not trying to throw it. Not that much time left on the clock. They give up a tud. George Pickens at the end of the half. Um, this is the same team that Cleveland is an elite defense, but Joe Flacco's still on the other side of the ball. And you lost to the Cleveland Browns. We saw Detroit. They ran a number on them today. The Rams, Eagles are 4-0 against Sean McVay's Rams since Jalen Hurts has been the starter going back to that 2022 season. And then Tampa. I don't think people actually try to go in to why the Eagles always lose or have always like lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like the first, like every single time it's been AJ's out and or Devontae Smith is out. Hurts is hobble. He's not all the way healthy. And or one game you can simply have the worst defense in football. Those have been the scenarios in which the Eagles have lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We saw at full strength today. That's not the case. And I respect Baker. This is not like, despite what I said earlier about Baker, he's not as clutch as Hurts. No one really outside of like Mahomes, you can say debatable, is like as clutch as Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, also does have the most clutch come from behind fourth quarter OT victories since he's been in the league, but for some reason, mainstream media, they don't want to bring it up. But it's just a statistic to throw out there for people who say that Hurts isn't clutch. He can't lead a team down the field when he's actually done it against all of your favorite quarterbacks. And Tampa, they were a bit hobbled today. Like, I will give Mike Evans, some guys defensively went out, Tyke Smith, but at the end of the day, defense, when they absolutely had to have it, when they absolutely had to have the stops, those are some crazy touchdowns. Like, when I was watching that first one, Baker like slings it sideways, goes like Blankenship is like staring at it. It grazes him. Makuba, I don't know what Andrew Makuba was doing, but hey, welcome to the league, rookie moment. We're glad he got his out of the way. Same with Jahad Campbell. Like, but now Bucky Irving, that's an Oregon Duck. Like he's fast. Like if one thing you know about a player from Oregon, they're fast. Like Tez Johnson, um, like guy just got drafted. You look at Oregon, you look at their team against Penn State on Saturday night. They're gonna be fast. They're gonna speed. So Jahad Campbell, he also had his welcome to the league rookie moment, but he made up for it. He made that play, interception in the end zone. Baker, clutch time pick, helped seal the game for the Philadelphia Eagles today. Um, and people, we have a lot of rising stars on this defense that people don't like to really talk about or mention. They mention the top D tackles, they mention the top corners, they mention the top linebackers in this game. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean are both rising stars in this league. And for people who would be like, I don't know their name, that's great. The casual fan might not know their name. I assure you, Mike Evans knows Quinyon Mitchell's name. Emeka Ibuka, after today, 2 catches for 21 yards. When targeted, when guarded by Quinyon Mitchell, I'm very sure, I'm very certain he knows Quinyon Mitchell's name. Jamar Chase, 1 catch for 6 yards. I'm sure he knows. CeeDee Lamb, I think it was, what was it last season? 1 grab for, I think it was two catches for 12 yards. George Pickens this season, I think had 1 catch for 15 yards. I mean, you just look every single time Quinyon Mitchell matches up. Devontae Adams last week, 2 catches for 12 yards. Like the casual fan and like the casuals that over at ESPN can say stuff like, "Well, we don't really know." I mean, Quinyon Mitchell is a nice player. I assure you, wide receivers around the league know that man's name because for some reason, every time Malik Neighbors, I assure you, Scary Terry, I assure you, Scary Terry knows Quinyon Mitchell's name. I assure you, Puka Nakua, Amon-Ra St. Brown, all these slot guys, CeeDee Lamb, I assure you, they know Cooper DeJean's name. Like that, Quinyon Mitchell is easily top 5 corner in this game. If you just watch, I mean, you see him in this game today after the play, not backing down from not only just Baker Mayfield, but Tristan Wirfs. 300 plus pound, 6'6", 6'7", no pun intended, Tristan Wirfs. Grabbing his jersey, grabbing his face mask, getting into it. Like Quinyon Bay. Like this, Quinyon Mitchell is easily a top 5 corner. Where you put him, like I know you got Sertan, you got Stingley, you got Sauce, you got these other guys. J Ram has made a resurgence this season, although I don't know, top 5 that might be a stretch. But you have these guys, and Quinyon Mitchell is easily, and Cooper DeJean, as far as like slot lockdown goes, Cooper DeJean is probably also easily top 5 slot cornerback in this game. And across from them today, Keely Ringo. It's tough. It's very tough. It's not like he played poorly or bad today. He did have the pass breakup at the end that led to the end of the game, but he was supposed to be that guy. And sitting behind not only Adoree Jackson, but then when Adoree Jackson goes out, Jacorian Bennett gets to start. So you went from people wanting you or thinking you had the starting job in May to now you're the third string in September. Like, it's very, it would be very hard to convince me that Howie and Jacorian Bennett, he's looked solid. He's had some slips, but he's looked solid. But, and I talked about this today, Tariq Woolen is not having his best days in Seattle. This is a guy, went to the Pro Bowl, good arms, good feet, good hips. And when he's on his A game, he's one of the best corners that we have in this league. Now, it's looking to seem like a change of scenery might be best for Tariq Woolen. If he actually ends up like officially on the trade block, Howie, hey, I'm gonna need you to, pick up that phone, call Seattle, Mike McDonald, hey, Woolen, 27, like, yeah, I got a couple, got a couple pieces here, a couple draft capital that I've accumulated. Let's do this. That could be one avenue to solidifying that CB2 spot. Because I don't think people people are like hating on Tariq Woolen this season. He's not having a good season. Like, people forgot, like, this man was defensive rookie of the year candidate, locking up Debo uh, in the Bay twice a season, locking up Rams receivers his rookie season. People acting like this guy's a scrub. Albeit he's not having, and especially towards the tail end of last season too, he wasn't playing that well. But this is still a guy. Like, I'm giving this guy a second chance. Like, the talent is like it's too glaring to just like gloss over and be like, oh, he's a wasted talent. He's a wasted player. So that's just one option for that CB2 spot. Um, Now, defensive line wise, Jalen Carter, he I don't know what's going on. It might have been a shoulder injury or something, but we might that that might be an issue. That the team have to address. Mondays or Wednesdays press conference. But Moro Jomo, Baker Mayfield, 2nd and 10, clutch time. And they absolutely had to have it. Moro Jomo, sack. Vic Fangio normally doesn't blitz. He brought the heat. They got after him. Now, there's no Nolan Smith. There's no Nakobe Dean. But other guys, Uche stepping up. Can someone explain what's going on with Azeez Ojulari? Can someone explain? Because I'm very lost. This man hasn't, I don't think, played a single regular season snap. Like, someone can someone explain what's going on? Like, this is an opportunity. Like, this is a really big opportunity. And then I think our backup, Ogbo Okonkwo, I hope I pronounced his name correctly, he went out. So that's 2 edge rushers down. Where the heck is Ojulari? You got Uche, you got Campbell on certain downs. Jalix Hunt. Where's Ojulari? I don't know what's going on. Hopefully, like, whatever, like, he can get out on the field next week against a Broncos offense that, if you give it pressure, the Chargers showed that not much will happen. So hopefully, that edge rusher issue we get fixed. But overall, defensively, I'm feeling very confident after today because simply of the timely turnovers, the timely defensive stance that they've showed so far this season, whether it's 4th and 1 against the Rams at midfield, Jalen Carter pushes the pile, Jordan Davis, they get that stop. whether it's week 1 against Dallas, you absolutely have to have it. Locking up CD Lamb, albeit CD Lamb, it was really CD dropping the ball. But when you absolutely have to have it, you got the stop. Whether it's today, Jahad Campbell in the end zone picks off Baker Mayfield, saves a touchdown drive. And special teams. This might be one of the best special teams unit in football. I mean, you're talking about the ability of two players to line up next to each other and have the ability they block the kick like almost every single time. If you watch the all 22, every time Davis and Carter 90 and 98 line up right next to each other, like, hey, there's a chance now. Um, Obviously, I think Cam Latu, backup tight end, he had a block today. Sidney Brown ran it back, that first tud of the game today. But overall, and of course, you got Jake the Make, Elliott back in form this season. So overall, I'm very confident in this team, and I'm very confident, especially in Jalen Hurts' ability to overcome Kevin Patullo's lack of play calling discipline. You call a great first half, and for some reason you were like, "Oh, let's change it up now." Like, what are you? That second half offensively, that was hard to watch. You get outscored 23-7 in the second half. That wasn't exactly the most fun game to watch. But Kevin Patullo, you called a great first half, and you followed up the second half with like some just straight bull jive. Like I was like, what the, like, dude, inside zone against Vita Vea on first and second down back to back is not going to work. Feel free to try something else. Maybe outside pitch. Maybe, target the receivers. Had to think like combined like 3 for 46 today. Now, AJ Brown, like we already talked about his like social media post today, and how like we know the media is gonna eat that up. But the man did have 9 targets. So I mean Todd Bowles, like, he obviously knew like we're gonna take away Saquon, but I also trusted my guys, to double, to zone, to bracket AJ, Devontae at times. But AJ, I think next week is obviously going to be a challenge with that secondary. Like, not only PS2, obviously, but you got Hufanga, got Jade Barron. Now the weak link, obvious weak link, Riley Moss. Yeah, that other white corner that be getting cooked by every last receiver. That's the weak link the Eagles got to try to exploit. Get A.J. Brown, get Devontae matched up on him one-on-one coverage. And I think they could have a day. But, yeah, PS2, the only receiver actually I would trust, like, throwing it against PS2, simply because he's had, like, beaten him multiple times, is Devontae Smith. I go back to that 2021 game. I think it was Hurts' first season starting. I think it was week 4, week 5 at Denver. Hurts, deep bomb, I think 40 yards down the field. Devontae Smith, Moss's Pat Surtain for that tud. Surtain's like, nah, out of bounds. Devontae's celebrating on his, former, Bama boy. But that would be a matchup I would actually, go at. The only time I would throw to Pat Surtain is someone who went up against him every single day in college during practice week. Iron sharpens iron. Devontae Smith probably knows him the best out of. And, I mean, John Mechie is obviously not on the level of Devontae Smith, but he also, like knows Sertan like pretty well. Again from those practice days at Bama. Saban was still the coach. So, but overall, feeling pretty optimistic about this Denver week. Um, and now it's time. We'll shift over a bit. I just want to touch on some of these two teams based on their performances today. I'll start with the more obvious. Lamar Jackson. Ravens, they're in trouble. Now, preseason, all I heard was, "Oh, Marlon Humphrey, he's coming back. ACL. Malachi Starks, we stole him from the Eagles. Ha ha ha. Kyle Hamilton, best all around roaming safety. He's better than Derwin James. Nate Wiggins on the other side, lockdown, better than Quinion. Oh, and then we got Jair. Oh, we're gonna do this. We gonna do that." That is the worst. The Baltimore Ravens might be a. I mean, they are a bottom 5 secondary in the NFL. Now I don't know who we're gonna blame. Are we gonna blame Zach Orr? Are we gonna blame guys for missing assignments? Are we gonna blame John Harbaugh? Who is to blame for that horrible defense? I mean, you got guys like just busting coverage against Kansas City today. Y'all got what was it? Y'all got 30. Y'all got man, I'm forgetting. I don't know why I'm forgetting that score, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta look this up. Y'all got dang. Where is it? Where's that? Where's that score? Y'all got 37 hung on y'all by Hollywood Brown and Tyquan Thornton. Like, come and for all the Lamar fans are like, well, Lamar he went out hamstring. It's not like y'all were doing anything when he was in the game. Y'all looked abysmal when he was in the like. Y'all weren't doing anything. It just like Lamar. If he had gone out, maybe like when Hurts went out against the Commanders last year, like early, like mid first quarter, I'd be like, okay, like they didn't have Lamar. Lamar was into like the end or like the end of the third, start of the fourth quarter, and they had 13 points. They weren't doing much of anything, and so I mean, this is a team. They're in trouble now. Pittsburgh, that defense is getting better every single week. I mean, we talked about J Ram, Slay, Deshaun Elliott somehow made some plays today. Eccles, Jabril Peppers, they just signed him. Obviously, that front seven, TJ Watt, Harmon, Hayward, Highsmith, he'll come back. Uh, Peyton Wilson, other guys. That defense is getting better every week. That offense, as long as that offense puts up like 21, 24 points, like that Steelers team is going to be very hard to beat. And the Ravens are lucky that Burrow's out until late December and that the Browns are just an incompetent clown organization that won't start a competent quarterback, or they would have. Cleveland could very well be 3-0 as well, like or 2-1. This is bad. Like if you're a Ravens fan and the alarm bells haven't gone off for you yet, you're clearly just a casual fan that thinks like everything's gonna be all right because it's not. Your defense can't stop anyone. Like that, the amount of talent, and it's not even. I shouldn't even really be saying talent. Like Jair Alexander, great talent. He can't stay on the field. Like we saw this in Green Bay. I tried to tell y'all. I tried to tell Commanders fans the same thing about Marshawn Lattimore. Like we saw he got cooked today multiple times by Drake London, Ray McCloud. Like, they were giving him the work today. Like Marlon Humphrey. Ooh, man. It's just it's not a good situation. And then who the Wiggins, your best corner, like maybe your best DB, he goes out. I think with the hamstring injury. And then Kyle Hamilton. Now, I respect Kyle Hamilton. Like, he is now better than Derwin James. Like, whoa. Like, just pump the brake. Like, that's still Derwin James. But Kyle Hamilton is a top 5 safety in this league. And just to, I know he's hot because he's seeing it all in front of him. He's seeing DBs get burnt off the jump, off the man press. Like, he's seeing guys bust assignments. That linebacker spot, aside from Roquan Smith, is awful. Like, whoever they have playing it, whether it's the Simpson dude who got benched, I think, or the other guys, that other off like weak linebacker spot is awful. Straight trash. No sign of a pass rush. Matabike's on IR. The Baltimore Ravens are in trouble. And even before Lamar went out, they weren't doing anything. So this is a cause for concern. If you can't be that battered up, that not mediocre, but that weak of a Chiefs team, it could be a long season. Now, last point of the day, we got to talk about it. Rivals up by 95. Little hour, 15-minute drive up by 95, man. The New York Football Giants, man, have a QB1. Now, I'm not going to be one to brag and say I was right about Jaxson Dart and his talent and what he could do if you put him in the situation that he's exactly in with competent, like one highly skilled wide receiver and then other competent wide receivers and an offensive-minded coach, like who knows what he's doing, and pair that with a defense that is actually a lot better than people give them credit for. I'm not going to brag, but I'm going to brag today, bro, because I called if the Giants start Jaxson Dart by week 6, Brian Daboll Brian Daboll saved the job today. I think that goes without saying. Um, like, and I got a couple of homies here at school right now. I was like telling them like, yo, have faith. Like, they could beat the Chargers. Like, this is still Justin Herbert we're talking about, who has folded, when the pressure, starts to rise and backsides get tight, palms get sweaty, and people are, and I told them to have faith, and what do you know? Jaxson Dart comes in as soon as he steps on the field. Giants fans rise, cheer. First TD, got Cam Scatteraboo doing backflips in the end zone. Got guys on defense rejuvenated. The Drew Phillips interception, sexy Dexy pick. Guys hunting Abdul Carter, hunting the QB. Wando Robinson, Theo Johnson making plays. Offensive line didn't have too bad a game. They did miss a couple of assignments. Jaxson Dart got absolutely blasted by Tua Peloto. Hope I said his name correctly. On a missed assignment for a sack. But this New York Giants, like the New York Giants, if you look at it, are except for quarterback more talented. Except for quarterback and kicker, more talented than the Dallas Cowboys. Like if you look at they have a and if you want to say Washington, because Washington also doesn't have that great of an offensive line, the Giants have a better defense than the Commanders and the Cowboys. And Malik Neighbors is easily up there. I don't have this is not Eagles fans bias. I don't have CD up there with those like top 5, like top 7, 8 receivers. I just don't. I mean, you saw it in week 1. Like he doesn't, like when big moments come, like he doesn't make those plays. And that in my mind, like big time receivers make big time plays, and he just hasn't shown that he has it in him. Led the league in drops since he's entered the league. So receiving core wise, Giants are up there in the division. I mean, because Commanders only have Terry. Cowboys got Lamb and Pickens, but those guys in the big moments haven't shown that they can turn up. The league neighbors has already shown that with any quarterback, he can turn up. He'll make the catches. Now today, I posted about it today. That MetLife turf, that has got to go. Like, are you? If I'm a Giants fan, I talked to a couple of them today. Like, they were like, we won, but it's like obviously like at what cost? Like now we're going the rest of the season, most likely without who I think is top 10 receiver in Malik Neighbors. Like him and Brian Thomas are both on that cusp. Um, it just sucks. And then I thought he got injured like off the tackle, the corner maybe landed on him. The man was just running the route and got hurt. Like it's just the Mara family. Like it's a disgrace. Like y'all don't care, and I'm pretty sure if I'm a Giants reporter, I'm asking like Jaxson Dart, I'm asking like the players, like, do you think it's up to you guys at this point to call for the ownership, to call for the organization to switch the grass? Because this is just, whether it's Malik Neighbors, whether it's Nick Bosa, Solomon Thomas, whether it's other guys that have played on that field, like Wan'Dale Robinson, like some AJ Brown a couple years back, like something always happens on that field. Like it's a nightmare. It's a joke. And that's something that should definitely be addressed. But this is the last point I wanted to make before I sign off here. I compare today's game, Jaxson Dart's first game starting, to Jalen Hurts' first game ever starting back in 2020, COVID year, where you looked at it, Carson Wentz started off strong, but play just got worse, and worse to the point where it was so terrible. Dougie P is like, I got to save my job here. The guy we drafted in the second round, I know it's the number 1 overall defense in the New Orleans Saints, but it's a home game, and even though it's COVID, there's no fans. I know the people at home watching are going to be more entertained. They're going to be more enthused. The team might rally around him. So let's start Jalen Hurts week, 14 or 15 against the New Orleans Saints, number 1 defense, led by DeMario Davis. Malcolm Jenkins, I think, was on that squad. Shout out Malcolm Jenkins. Cam Jordan. Marshawn Lattimore when he was at his peak. And Jalen Hurts did a number on him. It was the first time the Saints had given up 2 100-yard rusher in, I think, like 52 games or something. And they gave up 2, Hurts and Miles Sanders, in that same game. And I compared it to today because Russ, I'm not going to say started off well, but he had that breakout game against Dallas, and guys were like, okay, Russ might be able to hold on. Then that Chiefs game was so bad, was so poor. Brian Daboll, in a city like New York, Brian Daboll's like, oh shoot, the guy we drafted, I know it's the number 1 defense in the LA Chargers, like a top defense. Like I know this unit, Jesse Minter, he can coach, but I'm trying to save my job here. At least if I start him in front of the home crowd, fans might be enthused, team might rally around him, be rejuvenated, and that's exactly what we saw today. Same with Hurts' first start against New Orleans. Dart didn't make any wow plays, but he made the right plays. Like you see Russ was trying to just wow everyone every throw with the moon ball, that hospital ball he threw to Malik Neighbors in the end zone. He was just trying to wow everyone. Like he was trying to be like, I still got it. Dart just made the right plays, the right throws, the right reads, and he beat one of the best defenses in the NFL. Beat Justin Herbert. Now, I don't know if that IG story, I was kind of researching it last night. I don't know if that IG story thing was real, but hey, if he actually did that and then pulled it off today with a W, I might have to get a Jaxson Dart jersey. Like we already know, like the savage edits of him of like his like old girlfriend from college doing like the he cheated on me edit, and then it turns into the y'all don't know what I'm talking about. But hey, anyway, Jaxson Dart, shout out to him. I mean, it just proves, your boy here was right about Jaxson Dart all along. As long as he's in a situation like he's in, give him a bit better offensive line, he can make something happen. But hey, it's your boy, Philly Talk with PA. Oh man.